Welcome to our Umber Wasp showcase. This is the comeback of vehicle crushing.
Yes.
Big conversation points here about balance. Let's jump into it.
So we added a little bit of vehicle crushing back. This only happens though if the infantry is pinned. So now if the infantry is pinned and you have a medium vehicle go over them, you will kill and crush the infantry.
This is not the comeback of vehicle crushing everywhere on the map, right?
Yes, it's not. No.
Balance pass for the DAC and the balance pass for anti-air. Minor tweaks for the Wehrmacht, the USF, and the Brits. USF's changes were fairly modest, but they were mostly to address kind of the armored build, rifleman spam in particular, some minor nerfs on that front. In terms of the Wehrmacht, we gave some love to some of the more underused units in the faction. So some examples are like the Stummel, the Wirbelwind, as a few units. Most of our focus has gone into the main deliverable of the DAC pass. They have a little bit of a lack of infantry diversity in the early game. We have some changes to Panzer Grenadiers. We have some buffs to Bursas. We have added the Panzerjäger infantry unit to the core army. It is now in the tier 1 building. And we've also rearranged the Italian infantry battle group. In terms of anti-air, major balance pass over all of the anti-air weapons and the air abilities. So now we're kind of moving to a new kind of system where all the AA pieces, we'll call them, are kind of standardized now. So they kind of do similar amounts of damage. So for players playing with or around AA, it's more about how many pieces you have.
We're doing a bit of a rework of the 1v1 version of Panchino Farmlands. The new version of Panchino, not what you're seeing on screen. This is the new map. Panchino is now a nighttime map. It has a more competitive territory layout. It's received loads of cover changes, and it plays in a different direction to the 2v2 version. It will still be very familiar. It's not going to be visually starkly different. We didn't want to turn it into a brand new map. We wanted it to be familiar. Taranto Coastline, which is another one of our 1v1 maps, that has also received a number of territory and pathfinding updates. Specifically with Taranto, wanted to get rid of a load of blockers. So things like big rocks have been removed so that you can open the map up once heavy crush vehicles come into play. This is Sousse Wetlands. This is our new 4 versus 4 map. Our first 4 versus 4 Africa map. What you have in this map are 3 major sections. You've got like a desert village to the south. So in the back corner, which is kind of where this gameplay is happening. In the middle, you've got a causeway, which is a raised road that moves towards the north. And then you've got these lowlands filled with water and foliage and greenery. And then at the very, very top of the map, you've got the walled city, the ancient walled city of Sousse, which is in Tunisia. Going to trial changing the weighting of maps. So when we launch a new map, like Sousse Wetlands here, we are going to make it appear more frequently in your auto match pools. So this will be something that is only temporary, usually for maybe the first couple of weeks after a patch. But at the moment we're looking at about a 40% increase of new maps appearing. So Sousse will appear more than Winterline and more than Mignano Gap.
John has worked with Will on a series of tutorial on how to make a map from 0 to 100, right? From the beginning to the end. Yeah.
6-part video series on making a map from the very, very start. So doing your basic layouts, doing territory, doing grey boxing, all the way up to your finishing art touches, everything from FX and grass, the whole shebang.
In this one, we are touching a little bit of the vehicle pathfinding again, as well as the infantry one. For vehicles, so basically you cannot stop midway through the phase. So we did add a speed debuff to the phasing now, so vehicles and team weapons when phasing through, they will have a little bit of a slowdown. The long-range pathfinding, Now the vehicle should do more of a straight path to wherever the player clicks. So infantry was the focus for this one. We changed some of the ways that, for example, we handle infantry leaving out of buildings. For pathfinding in particular, we had a look at how infantry was basically choosing their paths as well. And we basically removed what was a cover preference that was really hidden to the player. With unit selection, we made a lot of the selection for weapons that are on the ground or team weapons to be more easily selectable. When you have multi-selection, often the retreat or the reverse button will be hidden. So we'll do more of what company viewers did, which is when you have multi-selection, retreat and reverse actually get split into different abilities. They do not overlap anymore.
Improvements we made to pings.
So now we have this light beam that you can see on your screen. That is to improve visibility of the ping. New animations or effects on both the minimap and the tactical map. That is also to enforce that readability that was previously missing. Tactical map, so previously it could be hard to read the tactical map just in the sense that you have so many big icons and it's harder to select some of the icons or some of the units. So what we did is we reduced that, and also we actually centered the shield on top of the unit. There will just be a little bit more changes coming to make that tactical map look a little bit better as well.